Let's just jump right in. Today, we're unpacking a really radical set of ideas from a source text called Think Like the Creator. We're going to completely dismantle the whole victim mindset and look at a massive shift in how we actually engineer our own reality. Whether you're totally on board with the metaphysics or just looking for a really potent psychological framework, this explainer is going to challenge basically everything you thought you knew about who's in the driver's seat of your life.
So, to break this down, we'll be hitting 6 main concepts today: the great forgetting, the cosmic mirror, the workshop of imagination, rewriting your past, the power of silence, and finally, active surrender. Let's get right to it.
Number 1, the great forgetting, or the fall into matter. The source material starts with this completely jarring premise: you aren't separate from the universe. Actually, pure consciousness chose to come down into this dense physical reality just to experience contrast. Because, light really can't know itself without the dark, right?
And this brings us to a huge contrast: creature versus creator mentality. On one hand, you have the powerless creature. This mindset is always reacting, always hoping to just get lucky and constantly fighting their circumstances. But on the other side, you have the creator. The creator originates the circumstances. They look at the mirror and just smile because they know the reflection literally has no choice but to smile back.
Now, this is fascinating. In this framework, your ego is not the bad guy. It's actually just your spacesuit. It's a dense, protective layer that pure consciousness needs to just survive Earth's heavy atmosphere. So the root of human suffering isn't that you have this spacesuit, it's simply that we've forgotten we're the driver inside, not the vehicle itself.
Moving on to concept 2, the cosmic mirror, also known as the law of reflection.
The core idea here boils down to this brilliant rule: you do not get what you want, you get what you are. Reality has zero initiative of its own. It's basically a completely neutral photocopier. It just prints out your internal state in 3D. So if you're walking around feeling a constant state of lack, well, the universe faithfully hits print and gives you circumstances to back that up.
Now I know what you're thinking. If this mirror is so accurate, why doesn't my reality change the second I change my mind? We've all been there, right? You read a self-help book, you feel super positive, and then boom, you wake up to a negative bank balance. So why the delay?
The source explains this using what it calls the delay-echo canyon. Physical reality is just heavy. It moves slow. It's exactly like shouting into a massive canyon. That echo takes a second to bounce back to you. So today's circumstances, they're just the delayed echoes of your past consciousness. To handle this, the text says you have to use a dead man's switch. You look at your current problems with total indifference, realizing they are, quite literally, old news. A dead man wouldn't care about a past due bill, right?
All right, concept 3, the workshop of imagination, which is really the engine room.
According to the text, this 3D world is just the projection screen, but the 4D space of your imagination is where you swap the film reel. But here's the catch: you can't reprogram reality while you're stressed out. You have to enter this state called SATS, or state akin to sleep. It's that amazing floaty window right before you fall asleep or right as you wake up. In SATS, your logical, stressed-out mind finally clocks out, and the door to your subconscious swings wide open so you can install new blueprints.
Once you're in that sweet spot, you use the holographic construction protocol. First, immobilize your body so you don't even feel it. Second, engage your inner senses, especially touch, because that makes it feel solid. And third, loop a short scene of your fulfilled desire over and over. You are literally tricking your brain into believing the event is happening right this very second. You make there become here, and then become now.
But remember, in this workshop, you only dictate the what. The universe handles the how through something called the bridge of incidents. This is a chain of unexpected events and coincidences that get you to your goal. And the wildest part? This bridge might look like a total disaster at first. Like, getting fired could actually be the exact universe-engineered step you needed to land your dream job.
Okay, concept 4, rewriting your past or editing memory.
This is a truly radical concept from the text. The idea that your past is not set in stone. The past does not exist. Only memory exists, and memory is an event that occurs here and now. Since your brain reconstructs a memory every single time you think about it, it's just an electrical signal happening today. Which means you have the eraser. If you change how a memory feels today, you actually alter your trajectory for tomorrow.
The practical tool for this is the nightly rewind technique. Basically, right before bed, you review your day backwards.
If you got into a nasty argument, you mentally yell "cut" on that scene. You rewrite it in your head so it ends in a peaceful agreement, and you just loop it. By doing this every single night, you're essentially scrubbing your timeline clean. You dissolve the guilt, and you stop yesterday's trash from becoming tomorrow's reality.
Moving right along to concept 5, the power of silence, also known as the alchemy of attention.
According to this material, the real currency of our universe isn't money or time. It's your attention. Every single day, you are either spending it or investing it. If you're doom-scrolling the news, gossiping, or complaining, you are literally spending your currency to finance your own misery. What you look at grows, what you ignore starves. So to be a creator, you need a ruthless mental diet. You have to invest your attention purely into solutions, beauty, and your fulfilled desires.
A huge piece of this diet is the hermetic secret. Think of your creative energy like a pressure cooker. When you run around enthusiastically telling everyone your goals, you're opening the valve. You let all the steam out, and you lose the energy you needed to create the thing. But if you keep your mouth shut, you build this massive creative pressure, and it literally forces a physical manifestation.
To keep this up, you have to hit the mental gym. The source says you need to impose martial law on your mind. The second a catastrophic thought pops up, use the stop technique. Literally say stop in your head and pivot. If the anxiety is just too much, anchor your attention to something undeniably beautiful that hijacks your brain right out of its survival loop. You're training your mind to be a laser beam, not a scattered light bulb.
And finally, concept 6, active surrender, letting the Father work.
This is the ultimate stage of manifestation mastery. It's not about being lazy. It's about trusting the architecture you just built in your imagination. Now, in the physical world, you still have to take action, but you must learn to spot the difference between two signals. Forced action feels like a heavy knot in your stomach. It's driven by fear and urgency. Inspired action feels light, expansive, and intuitive in your chest. You need the discipline to sit perfectly still when you feel that fear and the sheer courage to sprint when inspiration hits.
If you're a chronic overthinker and you just can't stop agonizing over the how, try the God's box technique. It's brilliant. Write your impossible problem down on a piece of paper, physically drop it into a box, and verbally hand the logistics over to the universe. And then, absolutely refuse to think about it again. It's not your headache anymore. It's an incredibly powerful ritual to kill that obsessive need to control the timeline.
This all builds to the ultimate realization: I stopped thinking like a creature, and I started thinking like the creator. You are the player on the couch holding the controller. You are no longer just the terrified avatar reacting to the pixels on the screen.
So this explainer leaves us with a pretty profound choice. Are you going to go back to sleep, keep reacting to the mirror, and live in the victim stream? Or are you going to assume your throne and actually test this toolkit tonight? The text dares you not just to believe it, but to try it out. So what are you going to create tonight?